First of all, they get something funny and interesting to teach instead of something boring to teach. It's very difficult for a teacher to take an overly simple, boring book and make it interesting. And what happens is if they are teaching a boring book, an uninteresting book, the students will go uninteresting and boring, and therefore they transfer that feeling to their teacher, saying their teacher is boring and uninteresting. Right? But it's not the teacher's fault. What can you do when something is just totally boring anyway? How can you make it interesting when there is nothing interesting about it? It's a lot of work. Therefore, making a book that's a little kind of problem-oriented, soap opera-like, got some jokes in there, makes the teacher's job a lot easier because the teacher doesn't have to be funny, interesting, and creative all the time. Number one. Number two, the book, the original book, I wrote it in a way that you didn't have to prepare it. After you get the general idea how the book is done, how it's taught, after you've taught 2 lessons in one-to-one, you know how to teach all of the lessons in one-to-one. You can almost walk into the classroom without even looking at the book and teach it very well without doing a lot of preparation. For teachers who are really, really busy teaching a whole lot of classes, they don't have time to sit there and write a 3-hour lesson plan for each book. So we call that I give it a transparent design where you first just open the book and you know what's being taught there, right? And you can trust that the book is going to present, what it's going to present is clear, and how it's going to be done is done in a very clear, simple way, and you don't have to go into the book and look and prepare for surprises or anything like that. So it has a transparent design, which means that the teacher doesn't have to spend hours preparing the book. Another thing is the book is student-centered. A lot of teachers don't like student-centered, but I will tell you, as you get older, like me, and been teaching for 30 years, 40 years, I'm losing my voice. I can't talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours a day. By the end of the day, my voice is gone. And the older you get, the more difficult that becomes. And it takes a lot of energy to be talking loud to all these people all day long, day in and day out for all these years. The good thing about the student-centered approach is the teacher introduces the activity, and then the students talk for 5 or 10 minutes. The teacher talks for 1 minute, the students talk for 10 minutes. The teacher introduces something for 2 minutes, the students talk for 10 minutes. The students are doing all the talking, and the teacher can run around listening, and he does not or she does not have to talk herself to death. And the students actually find it. One problem with the teacher talking all the time, the students start falling asleep. Well, the students are not going to fall asleep when their mouth is moving. So the student-centered approach not only saves the teacher's voice, it keeps the students involved in the lesson, and it means that the lesson will remain more interesting to them, and the time will go much faster for them. All right?